And so it begins. Manchester City have announced their first signing of what's going to be a very, very busy transfer window. Bernardo Silva. If one wasn't good enough, we've got two Silvers now. I wonder if that makes goals. And I think it probably actually does. He is an incredibly gifted young footballer, and I am very, very, very excited to see him in a blue shirt. And he's absolutely magnificent, the kind of player that gets fans off their feet. He is a fantastic young footballer. He's a real statement as well, and he kind of just broke out of nowhere. The news broke in the morning that he was in Manchester, and before we knew it, it basically extended to the fact that he was signed a contract. All the rumours went around the forums that he was having a medical, and that he was signed only a few hours later. It just feels like the season's not even ended yet. The FA Cup final's still to come, the Champions League final's still to come, and we've signed possibly the most gifted, creative attacking midfielder in world football. The hype is real with this one, and we should be excited by it because he is the real deal. I think we're getting someone who could be the heir apparent to David Silva, and we'll talk about what he could bring, where he could play, and so on throughout this video. But we're looking for someone who could be here for a very long time. A very, very long time. He's only 22 years old still. He's only very, very young. And he has his whole future ahead of him. To me, it's a statement that we're signing players of this quality just on the sly. What makes it that much a little bit sweeter is that he's actually come to City and not United, where he was linked for so long. The special one has been done again by Pep with a signing, which I find personally quite fun, I'll be honest. And I think he's going to develop incredibly well under Guardiola, more so than he would Mourinho. In my personal opinion, a man who doesn't really know how to get the very best out of attackers. Just my personal opinion there. And I think Guardiola does. And I think he'll teach him the kind of stuff that he taught Iniesta and Xavi and likes of Thiago and all these great attacking midfielders. I think he'll develop perfectly under Guardiola's tutelage. And maybe we'll see someone like David Silva drop a little bit deeper over the course of the season. Almost like a Xavi Iniesta thing, reinvented with the two Silvers. Oh, two Silvers. It sounds good just saying that, doesn't it? So what are we getting, though, for this money? We're getting a man who can play in several positions in terms of he can play in midfield, he can play as a number 8, as a number 10, and he can play out wide as well. He's bringing versatility, which I think is basically one of the things that we're aiming for this summer. The likes of Fabinho, the likes of Sanchez, all these players that we've been linked to that can play in different roles. And I think that's something that we're going to have a lot more going forward, because Pep is big on that. He's big on players that can be useful and versatile and play in several roles, as we all know, with the likes of Lahm and Alaba at Bayern and so on. And I think we'll see that at City. And I think it's necessary. He's also obviously young. The average age of our squad is going to be falling immensely. If you look at the likes of Starne, Sterling, Jesus, Stones, and now obviously Silva as well. These players are all 22 and under, maybe 23 by the time you watch this video. And then all the ones we linked to, like Pickford or Edison in goal, or someone like Mendy or Fabinho. Once again, these are only 23 and under. Yeah, again, this old squad that we had is changing drastically, and we'll have a very young, vibrant, energetic squad, and it's exactly what we need. I'm very, very excited by this signing. I think we all know that he ran us ragged in the Champions League. He is impossibly gifted. He is the heir apparent to David Silva. Probably slightly different player in terms of maybe he hasn't got quite the same level of control of the football that David Silva has, but he is younger in terms of understanding gamesmanship, in terms of understanding how to dictate a game. Bernardo Silva has a little bit to learn there, but in terms of pure technical ability, he's at the very top of the tree already. The thing that I really enjoy about what I've seen so far is that he brings goals and assists. I think it was like 11 goals, 10 assists last season. A dribbler as well. He can take people on. That clip that was gone around Twitter today, just search it. It's somewhere. It's on my Twitter as well, where he mugged us off in the Champions League. He has exceptional technique, and he'll bring goals and skill. And he's a tough little guy as well. He will work hard. He will adapt to what Pep wants him. He will press. He understands the high-intensity games, because obviously Monaco are one of the most athletic, hard-working teams in European football. So it's not going to be particularly challenging for him as well to adapt to that intensity. Apparently he speaks fluent English, which will be very, very useful for getting used to life over here. I think in general it helps the integration. It'll help him settle in with his teammates a little bit better. And the best thing about it, it brings options. It brings the chance for David Silva to be rested every now and then. I think we'd all agree that when David Silva wasn't playing last season, we missed a Silva. We missed someone like him. And now we've got a new one. Someone who will help us retain possession. Someone who will have the intelligence to keep the ball moving and we'll have this sudden sharp drop-off of quality, technically speaking, when he's not there. Hopefully we've got the man who can glide in now and just do the exact same job for us and offer options, offer alternatives, different ways to play. Offer De Bruyne a rest if he needs it. Offer Sterling or Jesus a rest if he needs it out on the right potentially. Offer Silva some respite. It's good to have someone this young, this talented, this soon. The money, depending on who you believe, is a lot either way, but it could be around 45 million up front or around 60 million up front. Either way, the going market for young players these days is ridiculous. I think any player worth any quality is around 50 million by almost default. That is just the footballing market. I am not concerned at all by the money. When Pogba was 90 million, he was always going to be a lot. It could be a bargain, it could be not, depending on how he's actually reported, depending on the exact figure. But I'm not concerned about the money. I do suspect as well that we're going to spend a lot more this summer. This is not the big end of this. This is the beginning of a very exciting summer. Maybe we see the likes of Mendy, allegedly, Fabinho. We're still into Sanchez quite heavily. We'll maybe see a goalkeeper coming as well. Maybe even a centre-back. It's going to be an incredibly exciting summer. And after the way that we just released 5 senior players in Zabaleta, Sanya, Clichy, Navas, Caballero, it's good to see a very quick start. I'm loving this already. It's a very exciting signing. I think it's someone that we should get behind. I think we're going to be blessed to watch him play in a blue shirt for the next few years. And also, a lot of people have said, what about the young players? What about Patrick Roberts? I don't know, if I'm being totally honest. I don't know if he's in direct competition with him, though he can play on the right-hand side. I think we're always going to need to sign a few top-class players. It may impact their development, it may not. I think we just have to be patient here. Hopefully, the overall age of the squad going down will create a kind of environment where young players are more at home. Maybe it'll hopefully help them in their development. Maybe it won't. We'll see. We'll have to see how that goes on towards the season. We'll see in pre-season as well. But for now, enjoy Bernardo Silva. What a player he is. Where did that come from? I don't care, because it's absolutely fantastic news. A fantastic player, and one that we're all going to enjoy for a very, very long time. If you haven't already as well, subscribe, because there'll be more transfer updates and more stuff, analysis of all the players I've signed and so on throughout the summer. It's going to be a long summer, I think, but hopefully a good one. Anyway, let me know in the comments where he's going to play, what you think of the signing. Big thumbs up for Bernardo Silva, and I will see you soon.